Well. Another high noon today at WABC. The gunslingers, they all come for me. It's like white hats, black hats. They all call me liars. They all emerge. They all appeal to Sid, and they say, Sliwa's lying. He's a degenerate liar. Let's see, Justin Ellick. We've had a cast of characters come into the studios of late. Let's see, the police commissioner of Nassau County, Curtis is a degenerate liar. Peter King, congressman, when I was calling out that corrupt police chief in Suffolk County, right? James Burke. Rendino in the Bronx. Man, how many? Wait, Borelli in Staten Island. And mostly Republicans, I might add. You know, you would think it would be mostly Democrats. Oh, Eric Adams, every day, City Hall, right? They're calling up, fire Sliwa. He's lying. That's not happening. And then the next day it happens, and they pick up the phone again, and they say, fire Sliwa. Make him renege, make him capitulate, make him apologize, suspend him, excommunicate him, fire him. Actually, I now counted up the tally. Wow, there's equal numbers of Democrats who want me fired as well as Republicans. And the latest to step out wearing his, he says, white hat, but he earned a black hat after his appearance with Sid Rosenberg this morning. Justin Brannan. It's a little different. He's the councilman from that Bay Ridge community, and he's known Sid for like 23 years. The guy has tats all over him. Used to play some of that Nazi speed metal, with his band in, and he didn't realize it was Nazi speed metal, and he gave that up. So he decided to become a elected official and rip off all the people of the city because he controls the budget, believe it or not. He's not just a city councilman. He controls the budget for the city of New York because he's a puppet of Eric Adams. So this was Sid this morning setting up the interview because Justin Brannan, again, appealed to Sid and said, why do you have that liar, Curtis Sliwa, on?
Justin Brannan, New York City Council member of the 43rd District based in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. He's also chairman of the Finance Committee, I believe number 2 overall. I've known Justin for 23 years. And, he texted me yesterday. He's upset with Curtis.
He's upset with Curtis. Justin, is anybody not upset with me, friends or foes? Because all of a sudden my friends go, how could you do that to me? I'm your friend. Hey. If you're a crook, if you got your beak in the trough, if you're not transparent, you're not my friend. You're my foe. And at this point, most politicians are my foes because I don't trust any of them, Democrats or Republican. So here's Justin Brannan stating his case against Curtis Sliwa, who he has labeled a degenerate liar.
To come on the radio and completely lie about something was just wild.
Now, what was I lying about? But Sid did an intervention.
Of course you're going to call Curtis a liar because the truth is more than often he tells the truth, and that exposes some of your good friends. And that's exactly the way the conversation went.
Okay, so number one is I have been campaigning to elect Harry Kagan, who is battling Justin Brannan in the November 7th election in that 43rd district. And I have said publicly over and over again that Justin Brannan in city council in 2010 sat there and applauded Comrade Bill de Blasio, the part-time mayor, the dope from Bark Slope, when he took $1 billion out of the police budget that has never been put back.
51 members of city council voted 32-17 to defund the police. Were you not one, Justin Brannan, of those 32 people who in fact voted to defund the police $1 billion?
And then Justin Brannan lied like he typically has lied to his constituents and said that, again, I'm a liar. I'm wrong.
I was not. Matter of fact, this year we funded the police an extra $300 million. So the FY24 police budget is going to be close to $6 billion.
Now, wait a second. See, the problem is that that $300 million is not going for the police. It's going for the violence interrupters, who are usually men, sometimes women, who have done prison time, who have been gangbangers, who are supposed to go out and stop the violence of their homies in the street, and more than not, they say to the cops, snitches get stitches and end up in ditches. We're not cooperating with you. We're not giving you any info. Just give us our paycheck. Why are we paying violence interrupters with $300 million? Because the violence interrupters will tell us so that we won't go out and commit crime. Oh, so you mean this is extortion? But then all of a sudden, now that he said he did not vote to defund $1 billion from the police budget in 2010, a man who has established his reputation all throughout the 5 boroughs, has a nationally watched program on Newsmax, John Tobacco weighed in with Sid.
Johnny Tobacco, my buddy from Wise Guys, he says that fat turd is full of shizzle. He voted to fund the police in 2020, and he sent me the document when, in fact, he did.
Yes, John Tobacco delivered the documentary evidence that clearly points out that Justin Brannan did not just vote to defund the police in 2010 and high-five Bill de Blasio at that time, but was the cheerleader for that effort. Because you scratch the marrow of his bone. He's not a Democrat. He's a socialist. He's a friend of AOC, all out crazy, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the socialists who hate the police, want to defund the police, want to remove the police. But then, you see, Brannan had no facts to follow up on Sid, who was all over him. So Brannan did what everyone else does who is a critic of mine. Although this time he called me, what did he call me?
Curtis Sliwa comes on, talks about my district, talks about something that's just not true. It was just not true. He gets on the radio and says the mayor and I are planning to turn Sherwood Park into a migrant tent city. Absolutely false. But this is what demagogues do in times of crisis.
Did he call me a god? I'm not a 5%er like Jay-Z. Yo, God, what's up? Oh, a demagogue. Hey, Justin, you're a college boy, right? After the show, you got to tell me what the hell a demagogue means, because I have a feeling it's nothing good. But then again, anything with the word God in it, other than goddamn, must be good, right? Because you know he was cursing me out. Anyway, here was Sid, though. Sid would not let him off the map. And then he says, let me tell you something. You're the guys who are scaring everybody.
Scaring people is exactly what you guys are doing. If you walk outside, I work in New York City. I love Bay Ridge, don't get me wrong. I work in New York City. You bet your ass was scared.
Now, look, that's Sid Rosenberg, macho maniacal. He goes to the gym every day. He's got testosterone crashing through his cranium. And he acknowledged that, yep, he is scared in Eric Adams' city where the swagger man has no plan. Then all of a sudden, there was some tactical air support that came from a lot of our listeners. Sid Rosenberg has the largest audience of any in the mornings on any morning radio program in the nation. And all of a sudden, a regular contributor to the Howard Stern Show over the years. Well, she can't listen to Howard in the summer because he's a slacker. He's a deadbeat. He thinks he needs to be paid not to do radio. Hey, why don't you retire, guy? You're like Frank Morano, the Mama Luke. You're on perpetual vacation. Not me. Every day. Every day. There is no vacation. You know when you get your vacation? When you're dead. That's right. People say, oh, well, why don't you take some time off? There'll be plenty of time to take off when you're dead. There's nothing else to do. But I digress. Let's go to the great Marianne, who lives right there along Shore Road. Now, remember, she's not a fan of mine, the fan of the guy I just slammed, Howard Stern. And her secondary fanship goes not to me, but to Sid Rosenberg.
Shore Road is up in arms. Across the street, $5+ million homes. All the neighbors are talking that they want to put homeless tents all through Shore Road. Bay Ridge, 86th Street, 3rd Avenue. I can't even walk to kickboxing anymore at night. It's full of homeless, which I feel terrible. And I even give money and food, and a man threw a match at me. So we're in bad shape. The garbage is piled up past my head, and the stores are shuttered. Walk 1 block, Sid. For every 2 stores that are open, 5 are closed. So Bay Ridge is in very, very bad shape. That's all I could say.
So if you like Bay Ridge being in bad shape, re-elect Justin Brannan because he's been in charge all during this, or elect the guy I'm supporting, Ari Kagan. By the way, I tipped off the neighborhood right here at WABC that the intentions of the Adams administration, and remember, the Adams administration has gone on record as saying they have eyed more than 3,000 New York City sites to house the illegal aliens, and that everything is on the table. So I felt I would do a solid for everyone in Bay Ridge and in Dyker Heights, that whole area of southern Brooklyn. And I would let them know that, yes, they have intentions at City Hall on putting up a big tent in the baseball fields between 69th and 79th on Shore Road, the park there. I used to play ball there, baseball against Zavarian. I was the captain of the JV team, Brooklyn Prep. We were horrible. Zavarian was the best. So I remember it well. Got bathrooms there. Yeah, one of the few parks with working bathrooms. Glory, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hey, maybe Justin Brandon, we can attribute that to you. The toilets work, but everything else is udisgraziata. That's not me saying it. It's one of your constituents, the well-known Marianne. But it doesn't stop there. And Anthony calls from Bay Ridge.
This guy's a mutt, Sid. Listen, correct me if I'm wrong, please. Last time when de Blasio, when he did the $1 billion, wasn't this guy on the city council or not?
He was, 100%.
That time, Sid, he sure as hell did vote for the money. So now all of a sudden they see, the woes of their ways and how things are getting so effed up. And now he changes his mind. He's a turncoat, two-faced mutt.
Boy, that's not me saying that. First it was Marianne, then back-to-back, belly-to-belly, Anthony. Both of them live right along Shore Road in Bay Ridge. So, hey, Justin, I'm just the messenger. You don't like the sound of the message. Don't try to kill the messenger. You know who tried to do that? John Gotti Sr. through John Gotti Jr. It didn't work. I took a licking and I'm still kicking, right? Yeah, serve the people. Stop covering up for Eric Adams. Point in fact, let me take you back, Justin Alec. You remember you were reporting on this. May 14th, Eric Adams puts busloads of illegal aliens, single able-bodied men, and tries to put them into the gymnasium of PS 188 in Coney Island, which is in Justin Brannon's district and Eric Hagan's district. 75 of them. May 14th. You know what Justin Brannon's statement was? Meantime, remember, he is the puppet, and the puppeteer is Eric Adams. Eric Adams exhales, and Justin Brannon inhales. Justin Brannon said, I'm puzzled by what the mayor has done. He's puzzled? What did Eric Hagan do? Eric Hagan started to organize all the local residents, the moms, the dads, the children, blacks, whites, Hispanic, Asians. Check the news stories. So between May 14th and May 18th, Eric Hagan led the demonstrations outside of PS 188. The 75 illegal aliens were already in the gymnasium, courtesy of Justin Brannon, who was puzzled by that move. He knew what was going on. And then the buses came back, and Eric Hagan, the moms and dads and kids in the community won. Eric Hagan fought for the parents. Justin Brannon gave cover to Eric Adams, mayor, for the illegal aliens. Now, I also gave a tip-off, did I not, Justin Alec, the other day, to all the hipsters and millennials who have taken over North Williamsburg around McCarran Park. Used to be predominantly Italian, Polish over in Greenpoint, automotive high school there where they would teach you how to hotwire cars and operate a chop shop. Well, they just moved 80 single-body illegal aliens in to the recreational center at McCarran Park. And let me give a tip to everybody in Sunset Park. They are moving 100 illegal aliens, single able-bodied men into the Sunset Park Recreational Center. Paul Rodriguez out there running for council against the socialist Aviles. Better rally up the folks. You can't let them do that. That'll destroy the community. And this is what the socialists want. They know you move the illegal aliens in, and the law-abiding, God-fearing residents will put the for sale signs up and move out. And they will call me a liar. Well, it looks like I smoked my adversaries again. On this edition of High Noon, Curtis Sliwa takes on friends and foes, Dems and Republicans. And I think we can say, Justin Ellick, why don't we bury Justin Brannon right there in Shore Road Park and let Sid Rosenberg give him a good eulogy, because I'm coming after him with Ari Kagan, and we're going to crush him so he can go back to playing speed metal, some of those neo-Nazi lyrics with all his tattoos on. Yeah, Justin, we're coming for you. And up next, who did I warn Sid about in 2019, Justin? A Republican named Eric Ulrich. And nobody wanted to listen. Check your headlines today. He's going to jail. Justin Brannon, you'll be very lucky when I get through with you if you're not indicted too and you're on a daisy chain perp walk with that crook, your former colleague in city council, Republican Eric Ulrich.